Welcome to Kathy's Corner. And today I would like to talk about when I first met Patty, and some of the things that have gone on between us. She was the first friend that I met in high school, and we hit it off pretty good. We spent a lot of time together during the summer, going to shopping malls and hanging out and that kind of thing. I really enjoyed being around her, going out with her. I got my license and my first job, and how we would run around and after work, and just always found time to go out and do things together. I was really close to her. I considered her to be a best friend way back then. But I know that, I'm not really sure how to explain, but somewhere along the line, I don't know, she wasn't the person I used to know. And that's been hard for me. I became friends with another girl that knew her named Pam, and I got to know her after I knew Patty, and the three of us kind of knew each other. But for years, I thought that me and Patty were going to never break up. I helped Patty when she was living with the guy that was abusive with her, and she even ended up marrying the guy, having his kids, and he'd run off and leave her alone to fend for herself, and I'd come over and pick her up and help her and talk to her. And she got divorced from the guy, and I helped her get through that. So you would think with all the things that we did for each other, that is a friendship that would last forever. But Pam told me some things about her, and she told me, this is what Patty really thinks of you. She's jealous of you. And I became very hurt. And I was living with Patty at the time, and it got to the point where I had to move out because she became so hostile towards me. And that's something that I never thought would happen. I always thought that we would always be sticking up for each other. And
Talking about the husband and the boyfriend.
oh yeah, the boyfriend. Oh yeah. She had
Husband, the boyfriend, and Pam and Patty looking in the window.
yeah.
You
Oh
need to
yeah.
tell about that.
Before Patty got divorced from her husband, her and Pam went over to an apartment one day, and they peeked in the patio window and saw that her husband was bent over, and Patty's ex-boyfriend was screwing him in the ass. And I'm sure that was really something.
There's more.
And I remember later on, Patty told me that they would have sex, but he would have to wear a bra, garters.
Took the guy back, right?
Yeah, I should. Oh, yeah, that's right. Her husband dressed up.
Still, don't move forward. You have something stuck to your hair.
He would dress up in lingerie and stuff when they had sex, but the ex-boyfriend, years later, Patty took him back. And I'm thinking, I mean, where does the sensibility come from? Where's your self-respect? I mean, I know none of my boyfriends would have sex with my husband and then show up later on and say, oh, you don't have a problem with that, do you? You still like me, right? And Patty welcomed him back in like nothing had happened. I'm thinking that's insane. But she took him back. And of course, the most wonderful thing was when she met uh, well, I don't know what to call this guy. She called him Bill Brighter, but he was he was a pick of the litter. Brought home two teenage girls one day, told Patty, these are my cousins, and proceeded to walk into the bedroom like it was no big deal. And at first Patty was dumb enough to believe they were his cousins, called up the mother, and then when she figured out what she should have known all along, she opened the door, and and her boyfriend was ready to, 3, 2, 1, launch. Yeah, he was on the launch pad, all ready to go off into space. And that's pretty bad. And later on, for some reason that I'll never understand, she decided that she should have his baby. While she was in labor giving birth, he decided, instead of being there holding her hand, well, she's having my baby, she's going to be busy for a couple of hours. Took the opportunity to bring some girl back and had a good time, and then nonchalantly left her panties on the bed like Patty wouldn't notice. She came home, and he said, "Oh, I didn't do that, somebody else." And Patty said, "Leave before I kill you. I just had your baby." Some guys bring flowers or something, but I guess the only thing he wanted to bring was venereal disease or something. What a gift. So we're talking about a really sweet, sensitive, loving man, and
the clueless woman.
And the last child that Patty had, he was still with her. And one day when she was 3 years old, he told her that, when your daughter becomes of age, like 10 or 12, I really think you should put her on birth control. Patty's like, hello? He goes, well, I don't want to get her pregnant. She has to be on birth control because I want to molest her when she gets old enough. You understand, don't you? Oh, no problem. Go for it. And he would say really loving, sensitive things to this little girl, like bring me a beer, and made her into his personal slave. And I'm thinking, you can't get much more loving than that. Oh, this guy also made a pass at me when I was living with Patty. This is years ago, back in '85, so I don't know. I'm not quite sure what else I can think of, but I'm hoping at this point that your mouth is open. You're really wondering, how do I meet a wonderful, sensitive guy like this? With all these wonderful qualities, wow. What a catch. So, something for you to think about. And I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I enjoyed telling you about it. And have a nice day, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.